Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Twin Flame Union read for you again today. It's both of the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine combined in union in a full read. I also have some sand art for you today, and I'll do oracle cards at the end. I wanted to tell you, I've been telling you about the cardinal that I saw the other day, and then I found the cardinal's feather the next morning outside my front door. Well, I received a portrait, a channeled portrait that I ordered for the essence of myself and my twin from Lightstar, so you might want to check her out. It's really cool. And I wanted to show you the portrait because not only did I just see a cardinal and then receive the feather from the cardinal the next day, but then yesterday I received the portrait, and it is full of red and orange feathers. And I just wanted you to see how beautiful it is. Okay, again, this is Lightstar. Okay, and she's very lovely to work with. She does ET expressions of your soul, so it doesn't always look like you, and she offers you know, that you can give her a picture of you, but it doesn't guarantee that it's going to look exactly like you. It's whatever she channels through as part of the portrait. But anyway, if you're interested, again, Lightstar, and it's really beautiful. I wish you could see it in person because it's got codes in it as well, and I was just staring at it for a while last night when I first got it, so it's really beautiful. So I'm going to get right into the sand art. It is January 19th, 2019. 19, of course, is the sun, and we brought this up a little bit yesterday that we'd be going into these energies. Today adds up to the 32-5, which is the Six of Wands. So we have the Sun and the Six of Wands, which is all about good news, getting attention, being successful, and leading the way in the journey. And the Sun, which of course is that powerful energy. So that's a 1 and a 5. So very focused masculine energy, and that 5 of expansion and change. So getting into the sand art, which was done this morning at 10:01, which I didn't even notice until I went back to look. The things that came up from the sand art. The root of a tooth, scaling walls, Egyptian boats on the Nile, like the canoes, you know, with the dragon heads, that kind of thing, like kind of like a Viking header. I saw a campfire with one person alone, then a funnel of light or smoke like a chimney, and the birth canal. Opening a book. Someone working at a wheel, like an old-fashioned spinning wheel, spinning thread, but also driving or fixing a bike with help on the other side. Niagara and inlets. The chest of a man leaning back on something with their arms draped back over the wall. So it was like they were, you know, at the gym, but they didn't have a shirt on. So their chest was showing and their arms were just kind of stretched back over whatever they were leaning on. Sonography, a masculine's right shoulder, and him looking right at you. So while showing you, like the position was like this, where you're seeing the right shoulder and the masculine was looking at you. Shoulder surgery was coming up as well. Someone might need a pin in their right shoulder. A wounded fox, preparing the bread or preparing the fire pit, funneling resources to the other side. I also saw some vomiting going on, whether it's from drinking or pregnancy. Held captive, pulling back the curtains. Thoth came up, as well as someone buried in stuff. Not buried like literally under the ground, but buried in stuff and curled up in a ball on the floor, like so totally overwhelmed. I saw these grand elephants, beautiful, like they were kind of like fairy tale huge elephants. They were just so perfect and grand, but their ears were huge. Kind of like ancient, and this comes up too, in a jungle land. I was getting jungle land specifically, whether I was actually getting the Springsteen song, but also jungle land. I was hearing weird beeps. I guess the mailman must be here outside my door. All right, so the jungle land was coming up of great waterfalls and lakes and pupas and pyramids growing. at 10:04, when I was talking about the shoulder surgery, a wounded fox preparing the bread or preparing the fire pit, it was 10:04, which is 10:04, and I heard crows outside talking, just like one crow noise and then one back, okay? And then 10:04, so message received. So the grand elephants in jungle land have great waterfalls and lakes, and also grand pupas and pyramids growing. Also is getting a cover up, but curtains are being pulled down. A kind of Jurassic Park there with pyramids in twos connected to downfall or reveal behind the iron curtain or door number 2. Baby monkey finds a stone, a pearl, or a turtle. And the baby monkey was so cute, like it was a newborn baby monkey. And it reminded me when I went to, it was a great adventure when they still had the animals, or you could drive through the theme park with the animals. And there was a baby monkey right at the fence. So cute. That's what it reminded me of. Also, ladies in waiting, preparing their quarters. Snow sprayers out for kids on the mountains. And then also I was seeing there's a spot for everyone, not just for one person, but for everyone to look deep inside when they're meditating for a dark spot to clear. And then clear it, just bring in your green light or whatever light, if you want to use the violet light, gold light, whatever you want, bring it in, white light, but bring that dark spot into the light and clear it. And I started writing this down for the sand art at 107, which numbers keep coming up, matching numbers keep coming up today. So I'm going to get into the read. The read, by the way, was done at, I sneezed at 11:06 this morning, putting out the cards, and then I was done at 11:07, and I remembered that, and then I looked back, and the times that I received my artwork that I just showed you were 2 emails back to back, 11:06 and 11:07. So both of those numbers were coming up twice. And I was dreaming this morning. It was an interesting dream, so I was remembering that. Oh, and I wanted to tell you too, I tell you that, you know, I ask my inner child each morning, you know, what you need to feel loved. So I literally see a picture of myself as a little girl, but I also been bringing in my twins' little boy to ask them too. So this morning when I went in and asked, they were both sleeping and wanted to go back to sleep, but my inner child wanted to, she was trying to sit up even though she wanted to go back to sleep. She was trying to sit up like to pay attention and listen to what I wanted to tell her, but she went back to sleep. So then I went over to my masculine's inner child, and he was just out to the world. So I put my left hand over his heart to comfort him, and she sat up because she wanted to see what I was doing. So I offered her to come over and teach her to do this. And so I said, just stand next to the bed and put your left hand over his heart, and you hold it there until you can't do it anymore when you're tired. And you can sit up on the bed next to him if you wanted to do it. And when you're done, you can just lie back down and go back to sleep if you like. And she was all excited, and it was really cool to see this. When I left her, I did my ho'oponoponos to them both. And when I left her, she was just there on the bed with her heart, or her hand over his heart, and just smiling like, you know, the picture of me is like not even 2 years old, you know, a cute little kid like that. So I just wanted to tell you it was really beautiful this morning. When I was shuffling today, which I don't normally notice, you know how sometimes you notice a card, it doesn't fall out or anything, you just happen to notice the bottom of the deck or whatever. And that happens all the time, but I was noticing every card. Every time I shuffled, something was showing itself to me. And the sequence of cards that I saw were the Emperor, and then the Queen of Pentacles, then the Moon, and then the Seven of Pentacles, and the Syrian Starseed deck, for me, that's always the Divine Feminine's heart. Then the Nine of Cups, which is the Wish card, then the Empress, and then the Two of Cups, which is the Soulmates, and then Starseed, which is that leap of faith, it's the full new beginning. So it was very interesting, the cards that I had, I never have written that down before, like a sequence of cards. Maybe one card or if they fell out, but not this. So I wanted to let you know that. So again, the cards the underlying card for the deal ended up being the Four of Pentacles, which I always reference to as the back cave or the Divine Masculine's heart. So both are showing themselves to us, and in the read, in the what you need to clear was the Divine Feminine's heart. So definitely go into your heart space. Just focus your intention on your heart for a while today to see if anything comes up. If you do see a dark spot, bring the light in to clear it, okay? Because that's bringing in the sand art message with what I got already from the deal. A little bit of stress was coming through in the union cards coming out. And like I said, I sneezed at 11:06 right before I was finished, and then 11:07, and then I was arranging the cards still 11:08 and 11:09. So the union spread was done then. The major arcana were Alchemy, which is the Temperance card, the Higher Self, which is the High Priestess, Reason, which is the Emperor, and then Strength, which is the Strength card. There were 3 Pentacles, 1 Wand, 2 Swords, and 1 Cup. So pretty well distributed. Mostly Pentacles, so you might have some business work, you might go to work today or just have paperwork to take care of today, which yesterday definitely did. It's 11:11. The only court card that came up was the Knight of Swords, which was interesting because and my voice is going, so someone needs to speak their truth, which is why the Knight of Swords is coming up. But yesterday the Knight of Cups and Knight of Wands came up, and I mentioned that because I was like, oh, look at this love and passionate of the Knight of Sword. The Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands was coming in yesterday in the read, and I said that the Knight of Swords has been coming up constantly. So here is the Knight of Swords today on his own in the read. The number codes that came up for you guys was 44 came up, and also the sequence of numbers 2 to 7. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 10, 19, actually the numbers in the specific code added up to 19, which is the day 19 and the year 19. So 19 is big today for the sun. And then 31, 21 came up. And the numbers that were in the code that added up to 19 were 5, 3, 4, and 7. So let's see. The coding was all about forgiveness and abundance. Hawaii 5-0 came up again, so Hawaii and also the number 50. High C came up again, which is about taking vitamin C, and high C is the high vibration of Christ consciousness. I was getting high C3, so it was really signifying, the Holy Trinity, the Christ consciousness, okay? Also, the Four of Orbs was coming up in the message, and the Divine Feminine within the Masculine, which is all about meditating. I was literally getting the message for vitamin C and the meditation. We should be doing this 3 times a day, and that you should be getting at least 150 milligrams of vitamin C a day, okay? It was coming up 50 3 times a day at least. And then also, you can't take too much vitamin C. Your body will rid itself of whatever it doesn't need. It's not soluble, insoluble. I always forget which one's which. But anyway, you know what I mean. The body, it won't stay in the body. It'll rid itself of the vitamin C. So don't worry about that unless your doctor or something has told you not to take vitamin C. But you can take much more than 150 milligrams. I certainly do. You can take a couple thousand milligrams if you want. But if you're not sure, always consult with a physician first if you want to take a high dose of anything. But anyway, the message was at least 150 milligrams a day, and it was saying 3 times a day of 50 milligrams. But even more so the meditation, to meditate right now for the eclipse 3 times a day. Whether you can do that for 5 or 50 minutes, do what you can, but it's all about forgiveness and abundance and connecting with your twin. So the Divine Feminine within the Divine Masculine. And I was getting, and I pictured this literally from Sex and the City, when Carrie says to Miranda, when she was split from Steve, and Carrie says to Miranda, forgiveness is forgiveness. It doesn't matter who's forgiving who, because they were comparing her leaving her marriage and then Carrie with Big, and Spirit's connecting with me. So you must remember that scene. But she just says, it doesn't matter. Forgiveness is forgiveness. So take that as you receive it. And like I said, vitamin C, Hawaii, dolphins was coming up with the Hawaii too, so I actually put on my dolphin sounds this morning. vitamin C, and then meditation. Really connecting yourself, divine feminine within the divine masculine. Yeah, and 1114 came up for Carrie and Miranda. If that means anything to any of you. But 14 is that angel and temperance card. Balance, patience. So getting into the read. The union read, the divine masculine's heart, or the bat cave, where he thinks of the divine feminine alone in the cold with dolphin music. Or he could be thinking of himself alone in the cold with dolphin music as well, but he's literally in the bat cave, warm and cozy, seeing next to him the divine feminine hermiting by themselves in the cold with dolphin music, because the coding of the dolphin was coming up with the Hawaii 5-0 underneath that. The lover's affection of rushing in with the truth to each other. And I put that up as the icon for the video today, the cards that came up there, so you can take a look at that. The union is inspired openly, out in the open, with strength and courage to speak truth to others of new passionate growth of the divine masculine's heart. The masculine arousal, there is masculine arousal here, of the divine feminine's modesty and humbleness in taming the beast, the need to roar, and instead rolling out the shaman red carpet, which is more earthy and symbolic than that bright red. It was more of the earthy colors. And I was getting over her brick platform. So that made me think of my fireplace, because my fireplace platform is brick. And so I was literally seeing like a blue bonnet above this rolled out shamanic red carpet. And it took me to my fireplace. So I'm like, and I have a lot of stuff on my mantle and pictures and stuff like that. And so I was looking at it to see where's the blue bonnet that I'm being referred to. And I'm looking at all the stuff and I can't find anything blue. And I was looking in the wrong place, because I have a painting up above the fireplace. And in the painting, it's a painting of a busy French street in France. And there's literally a building covered like a blue bonnet. And it happens to be the building that's all lit up. There's light coming out of the windows. And what I didn't notice also in that painting is a building above it. The top of one of the buildings, because it's a little bit abstract, literally looks like Buddha or a god praying, or kind of like, let's see if I can show you this. It was literally looked like, but just this, but like all white, okay, at the top of the building. So that was really cool. And I'd never noticed that in that painting before, and I've had that for many years. Also coming up was I had written down praying cross-legged. 4 legs was also coming up. Also, what the divine masculine likes is the feminine speaking to the passion for animals. An injured right leg was coming up, and also tail between the legs, whether that's an animal or the divine masculine. That peace calms the beast of passion. New life offers presented. To sit in uncomfortable feelings, and I was just talking to a twin friend of mine yesterday about how uncomfortable the feelings were recently. For me, it wasn't so bad yesterday, but the day before, I just really, it was that feeling that you should be doing something, but you don't know what it is, and you can't escape that feeling. It's just a reminder to go within, allow the feelings to process through. It's not about trying to get away from them, it's trying to go within and feel into them. So sit in those uncomfortable feelings, allow it. The King of Pentacles reversed is ungrounded, so it may not even be your feelings you're feeling, but you're helping the masculine as you feel into those, or meditate, whatever you need to do. The King of Pentacles reverse may be ungrounded with loss of money and status, in need of knowledge or a little money or opportunity or invitation. And I was getting all yellow, which is all about the solar plexus and the divine masculine getting their confidence. Eclipse is starting to happen even during the day. Deception is masked. A messy environment and kids not studying or doing their homework. So remember Whatever comes up during the eclipse, it's at nighttime, so already at night you don't have as much illumination as usual, and even that light of the feminine, which is the reflected light from the sun, is being blocked by the earth. So the masculine won't be able to see his reflection. It won't be coming back to him. So there's some kind of deception and a mask there. So what would normally come up at night is going to be blocked from him, and it could be deceiving, or could feel deceiving, or he could feel like his divine feminine is just totally not there anymore. Okay, so let go of control issues is coming up for the union, and underneath that was healing family issues. So obviously we all get our control issues from our families, right, where we were taught. Energy vampires, whether sexual or anxiety, is like taking the light out of the emerald. Infection. Coming together to talk and choose a path of reunion dance around the pillar. Plie, chasse. Don't slip on the clothes on the floor. All of this going on behind the business closed doors. Health comes up as really important for everyone in the union, and then new beginnings was beneath that. So new beginnings are here, but you need to take care of your health first and foremost. So again, vitamin C, meditate, dolphin music, make sure you drink plenty of water, make sure you're eating properly and getting enough protein, that kind of stuff. So there's a gifted egg with ribbon presented and dessert with a rose. Watch that hand. Thigh highs and Superman cape. At home, all business. She has her coffee, not her cup of tea. Not her cup of tea. And he has his rose. So it's like, and his fantasies. So this is the, if the masculine's still in his karmic situation, this is what's saying, like at home they're all business. She has her coffee, and whatever he has going on in his life is not her cup of tea, but he has his rose and his fantasies. Not satisfied nor getting wish. Victimized by divorce or spiritual strong connection in heartbreak, in separation. All right, so again, this is a union read, so it's for everybody involved. Aqua and gold, 2 cups in the clean, clear water. Reflect silk white curtains with red and gold to protect them, but stuck due to connection. A hook or device hid in the string track by the window. Okay, so some of you may have a hook or a device you need to clear within. Also, it could have to do with the curtains being pulled back on people and exposing them. Okay, or literally, like me, have a stuck curtain. Okay, so you might want to check. And like I said, devices, listening devices have been coming up in the reads, so someone might have a bug in their curtains that someone planted to listen, or it could just be something stuck in your curtains that's reminding you to clear whatever's stuck, or any hooks or devices are still within, to focus in and clear. Bring in the light and clear it, which syncs with the dark spot that Spirit was saying for you to go and look for within your body when you're meditating, to bring in light to clear specifically any dark spots you find. All parties are hurt in a 3-way division. The Divine Masculine's heartbreak for his twin flame, new passion and need to learn and let go of need to control, karmic and kids, and his need to discern. Health issues. All right, so maybe his own, and also the need to be in control of health issues of others in his family. But it's needing to let go of the control issues. Everyone has their own journey, even your children. Recently, the twin flames are sovereign, but still a little sneaky about third party through work, church, or creation. An offer of love breaks another connection. The foundation for the union is higher self, destined to deliberate before announcements or decisions or judgments are out. When stuck in head without peace, until you rise up with good news to lead the way. Noble and pure of intent, no dismay. So when you're not sure of yourself, then sit in it and deliberate, allow it, just meditate. And when you come back into your positive energy, then go do your thing. Centrally is the alchemy of insecurities and manipulation by expressing feelings or heated exchange, impatient to stand up and fend off others, to offer love and lead the way. To new love, spiritual divine love and new life, The challenge for the union is the Queen of Cups and King of Cups, who are both upright and together, but drained or ill, coming out of sadness, loss, or regret, giving to others, shining their light. Shining their light was coming off more as the divine feminine energy, and satisfied on their own, coming up as the divine masculine's energy, by dropping burdens and succumbing to love and attention, especially for the masculine, okay? But that could be the masculine within the feminine too, so read it as it applies to you. Now, the Emperor is alchemizing with the Queen of Wands, conceit and some drinking, with a message of love, offer of friendship, giving equally in love and attention. Now, you can take the Emperor as the masculine. I wasn't specifically getting this. The Emperor can actually play two roles within the same read. So the Emperor could be the divine masculine if that applies to you, or it could actually be parents of the masculine or the karmic, or the divine feminine or the karmic, okay? Because this is the energy I was getting. There's definitely parents involved in this read, because the family and family legacy came up as the outcome or solution card, okay? So the Emperor is alchemizing with the Queen of Wands, conceit and some drinking, with message of love, offer of friendship, giving equally in love and attention. So whether it's her father or his father communicating with her, or the masculine communicating with the karmic, okay? Spending a little money to open your heart to the world. To the Knight of Wands, passionately busy. So the Knight of Wands can be anyone who's just running around doing errands, okay? The Emperor freeing himself, taking a leap of faith. Or it's the masculine taking a leap of faith away from this Emperor who's been controlling him. Even injured or left behind, that the both together, even if out in the cold, in the snow, he's free when his heart is open. So the divine masculine coming to this conclusion. Ending family cycle, that there's no happiness there. Starting over, dumping out old love to come together in shared passion and mission work, with twin looking back at the past in separation after tossed out by the Leo, or vice versa. And that could just be ego as well, tossed out by his own ego. The Lion's Tail, big palms and strong heel. Dark High Priestess dressed in pink as a disguise, a staged new life. There's harsh truth of domination and controlling, arrests and rehab, the Tin Man in that wounded warrior life. But now the masculine hung up on matching knees, ankles, feet, and toes that look like a kite, hurting themselves, the divine feminine, divine masculine, while controlled by an Empress stalking and putting their butt into their business, or your business. So there's a mother and father coming up here as controlling the family legacy. That soon the union needs strength to uncover a mess, destined sovereignty, as the King of Wands watching every move he makes. And the King of Wands, there could be two King of Wands as well. It could be the masculine, it also can be an Emperor, or a brother, or a friend, or a partner, but it can be multiple situations in the same person's life. Ending a battle of negative inner child self-talk, holding on loosely to the Queen of Wands and Page of Wands, and sibling rivalry. Okay, so definitely could, and also this could be sibling rivalry and or karmic and kids. Okay, so the Queen of Wands here was coming up as both. So there could be, sisters and brothers of the divine masculine or the divine feminine that's coming up, the sibling rivalry, and that's why the parents are involved in this read, but also has to do with the karmic and kids. For both the divine masculine and the divine feminine, ending the battle of negative inner child self-talk, holding on loosely to Queen of Wands and Page of Wands, sibling rivalry, karmic, and kids. Okay, so whoever it is surrounding you in your life. The union is, the way we see it, the Knight of Swords today. 5D messages, syncs to end pain, synchronicities to end pain, ungroundedness, and to stay in your knowing. Okay, so that's bringing up the need to meditate and take your vitamin C. Make sure you're very well grounded and stay in your knowing, all through this eclipse. I mean, every day, always, but even more so right now with this particular eclipse. And stop taking yourself down worried that you are what you are or what you have isn't enough for them. So stop that negative self-talk. The cards that came up for the union were deception, where someone's wearing a false mask, wedding, that it involves marriage, and true love, that this is a romance of a lifetime. Around the union, or how it is seen, is the Three of Cups. The King of Swords reversed, not in his truth with his dysfunctional family, or that he lost family money. The Emperor reversed with dreams to fulfill, or the Emperor's out of control Aquarius, or Aries Aquarius, while the Queen of Swords is talking and freeing herself from mental prison, which is the anxiety issues. Okay, so I'm seeing the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords as how the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine are being seen. Divine Masculine still not fully in his truth, because he's not coming out fully to his family, whether it's just about his truth or about money lost. He still needs to come out with that. But the Divine Feminine is being seen as upright, doing her thing, you know, talking to others and being in her truth. So, coming together, the masculine and feminine, past third-party gossip and overindulgences, the feminine pulling the divine masculine up right now, today, at the moment. Clear blocks of the divine feminine's heart, of letting everyone in, that you don't need a tower to protect your inner Rapunzel. Healing and forgiving by calming your roar, being spiritual and in your higher self even more. Okay, that's why it's saying meditate 3 times a day right now. Forgiveness and abundance is coming up. This is for yourself and all of those around, whether it's your masculine or just family and friends. Forgiveness abounds. Okay, so forgiveness and abundance, but even more so than forgiveness and abundance today is completion. Everything is going through the completion of the cycle. Feeling frustrated, keeping quiet, wanting to express each other's feelings to each other. Forgive narcissistic tendencies, passions, and DNA injuries that have been inherited that you have no control over. Things about yourself that you don't particularly care for. It's saying forgive narcissistic tendencies, passions, and DNA injuries. All right, so imperfections from that you inherited. So what? The need to stand up like Troy and crack the whip. And then Troy V11 or 7 was coming up, right, which is the place of the Trojan War, 1200 BC, Asia Minor, and now Turkey. So it was very interesting that Troy 7 came up, because earlier than that, when I was just opening my computer, which I never noticed, I noticed that because I have Windows 7 on this computer, but also Pavilion G7 came up. This is an older computer, but Windows 7 and Pavilion 7 came up along with Troy 7. So that was very significant, all right, 777. And then information about Troy 7 was coming up, that the area of Troy was actually 50 acres, and 50 was up in the coding, okay, about Hawaii 5-0, but it's actually 5 and 0. So it's about 5 is that, you know, God supporting expansion, and Troy was 50 acres. There was about 5,000 to 10,000 people that resided there. It was a Bronze Age city with fortified towers up to 30 feet. All right, 50, number 1, is the 10 of Cups. 30 is the 4 of Wands, the union energy. And so they're saying the towers all around the city were up to 30 feet tall, but the foundation of one of the towers was twice that, like 59 feet below the ground. So it's stressing the foundation, how strong the foundation needs to be for something to have longevity, you know, to be stable. So that time period coming up was around 1300 to 950 BC. So the family or family legacy may be having a party. It may be a surprise. by a mother trying to control things. Abused wounded warrior at the full moon wants to know why. All right, so I'm definitely getting a party or a surprise party, either for the masculine, could be for the feminine as well, but I was getting specifically for the masculine, or just a party that he's expected to attend that he doesn't want to be at, or something for him that he wants nothing to do with. But then holding the mirror to the moon, reflection in chalice or spoon, but nothing in the eclipse. He feels like she's gone, Helen of Troy. Okay? Family annoying, frustrated incompletion. End having parties, overindulgences, gossip, and third-party situations. The wounded warrior's world is completed amidst sexual frustration and gossiping witches. Busybodies and stalkers, detoxing to regain balance again, but this time doesn't help. This time is the end. The fight is over without option. Transformation of the wise. The King of Wands reversed is so tired and is resting or meditating as the Empress takes over abundance, Mother Earth. The Divine Masculine's heart with the Divine Feminine in higher self, sending 5D messages to third-party twin flame to alchemize their differences and meditate with his eye on the prize, Divine Feminine's heart telling the Divine Feminine's heart letting him in, and the Emperor's family legacy, balanced in giving and receiving without overindulgences or creative blocks. So it's like talking of the family situations coming up as the Divine Masculine's family scenario, but then him coming to the Divine Feminine and wanting to be in her family scenario. Yeah, so that's the read. I'm going to pull you some oracle cards as well. So it was a pretty cool read, I have to say. And I love my new artwork from Light Stars. So. Take a deep breath, you guys. Clear the line. Clear the line. Okay, so let's see who's coming up today. Oh, Thoth came up in the sand art, so we're going to ask Thoth, okay? Today is January 19, 2019, and the sun. All about 19 today. And 1106, 1107, and 777. January 19, 2019, for everyone watching and the best and highest of those concerned. Thoth. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? He's very decisive. Okay, I came right out. I have 3. Marco's at the bottom is 47. 47 is the 7 of Cups. Okay. And the affirmation is, I'm open to wisdom from the stars. Okay, so connect, whether you just want to look up when the stars are out, especially during this eclipse moment, or to focus on that in meditation. Hilarion also comes up of the 5th ray of technology and science in this with Marco. So if that's your line, you might want to connect with Marco or Hilarion. And again, that's the 5th ray. The cards that came out for you guys is Buddha, which is cool because the Buddha came up in the sand art. And Buddha's 33. Ascended Master Retreats comes up. It's number 49. 33 is the 7 of Wands, but it's also the Christ vibration. 49 is the Get Your Wish card. It's the 9 of Cups. And air comes up as number 12. Okay, so we have 6, 4, and 3. And I woke up at 43 this morning. 9:43 actually. I slept well. I went to bed late last night. Alright, so Buddha. Buddha's 33-6. When you draw this card, Lord Gautama, who became the Buddha, is calling you to live in a state of peace, compassion, and enlightenment. Take a deep breath. You're ready to expand your consciousness to include all that is, and to view the world from a higher perspective. You're asked to live in total harmlessness with all things. This creates safety for you, for all creatures will love you and feel safe with you. Your guidance is to remember we are all one, and to treat each person, animal, and sentient being as if they're a beloved part of you. The affirmation is, I'm one with everyone and everything. So again, it's bringing everyone from your situation into play. You don't have to be in love with everyone in your life, but you have to give love to everyone. All right? Just be a loving person no matter what. If someone starts something with you, you walk away. That's the only rules, really. It's just to be love, but be peace as well. Because love is peace. All right, so it's Buddha. Ascended Master Retreats 49. The great masters of earth have had incarnations, mastered their lessons, and ascended. They are disciplined but compassionate, for they understand the challenges of being in a physical body. This is an invitation to visit in sleep or meditation those ascended masters from whom you wish to learn. In their retreats in the inner planes, they teach their skills and knowledge to students. You can absorb this at an etheric level and start to bring the wisdom into your life. If you feel a resonance with a particular ascended master or masters, ask them to guide you. The affirmation is, I walk with the ascended masters. Okay? So call in whoever you're resonating with, just like I call in whoever I'm resonating with to help us out with these questions. And I like that he brought up the underlying energy of Marco and science and all that kind of stuff, because I definitely align Thoth with the science, the medical and engineering type sciences, physics, all that stuff, mathematics. So air is the third card that came up, number 12, which is a 3. That's the Hangman. The element of air supports truly magical cosmic qualities. The sylphs are air elementals, working for the elemental master Dom and supervised by the unicorns. You're guided to ask the unicorns to direct Dom and his sylphs to spread the qualities of air, enlightenment, ascension, enthusiasm, freedom, and divine vision into the minds of those who need them. Take a breath. Also ask them to purify currents of air and blow them to polluted areas so that they may be cleansed. Help the fairies work with flowers by acknowledging and appreciating them. The affirmation is, I invoke air to carry angel singing around the world and bring hope and peace. Okay, so even if you yourself send transmutation of the airs and the pollution yourself, that's fine, but it's also saying to call in the unicorns and Dom and the sylphs to help you with that. Okay, and to help with others in their enlightenment and ascension and enthusiasm. The affirmation is, I invoke air to carry angels singing around the world and bring hope and peace. Alright, so now for the past life deck. Okay. Clear the line. Take another deep breath. Alright, to Thoth. January 19, 2019. For everyone watching, in the best and highest good of all those concerned. What is it we need to know? What is it we need to learn? Oh, that slid right out. Oh, perfect. Actually, we got 4 cards today. Baby is at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so the baby birdie in the birdie nest. Okay, so we got babies came up in the sand art with the sonography, as well as the baby monkey. Okay, so some of your babies, you might call them your little monkey, and it was just 43, and I woke up at 43. 43 is that 3 of Cups energy. Okay, it's the coming together, and that's in the baby. It's the coming together. You see the 3? So there's always going to be 3, right? Because you need that extra energy, the third energy, to bring you in and out of alignment, okay, to expand. So the cards that came up perfect first was forgiveness, okay? That was one of the numerology cards that came up today. All right, it's all about forgiveness, the purity, the birds, the doves, the swans. And check out the sun every day. When I was out for my run, I always end up taking pictures of the sun because it's so beautiful. Oh, there is one picture I wanted to show you before I forget. I just wanted you to see the cloud formations, because there's like outlines around all the clouds. Hopefully you can see it, but I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it. Let me take this off. Try it again. See the clouds? All those little clouds in the middle? They're like outlined. It looks surreal. It doesn't look real. And then those big gray clouds, they're all like pointing. This was on my run. And the 3 gray clouds, which look like they were drawn around. It doesn't look real. It looks like a painting. The 3 clouds were pointing south. That was interesting to me. And I was guided to let you know about it, so it must mean something. Alright, so forgiveness came up as well as the arts, so use your creativity. Forgive and be creative. Ebony and ivory, the piano, the guitar, whatever it is, pull those strings. Pull your creative strings. And retie the knots. So anything that's loose, fix things that need to be fixed. Be creative. But keep it pure and light. And then we have vows. Okay? So whatever vows that you need to break, cut cords, or take. Okay? If there's something you want to say, to your masculine. These girls are very much in thought. They're watching someone else's vows and wondering what means something to them. It's always about the beauty of it. And then the last card was Wisdom and the Unicorns, which came up in the cards. All right, to invoke the unicorns, to help you clear the air, especially with anything oriented around the vows. And I never noticed this before. I never noticed that before. In the vows, look, there's a flame above vows. I never noticed that before. So when you put the 4 together, you have the purity is like the bookends, sealing in the co-creation and the vows. So usually I would say to cut your cords and old vows and all that kind of stuff, but I think today it has more to do with you coming together with your twin. Okay, because we have co-creation, music, arts, beauty, purity, doves, unicorns, okay, and vows. And it's saying vows are only for your flame. That's really beautiful. All right, so journey of love. Okay, so everyone take another deep breath. In the read today, the Emperor was a major player. It was in the main read. The Empress was not. She was a clarifier. So just so you know that. So if you're really not paying attention to who the Empress is she wasn't part of the main read, but she's definitely kind of like coming up as two Empresses, or 2 sides of one Empress are coming up, where on one side she's being a busybody and butting in other people's business, trying to control everyone, and the other is that, the mother nature, the one who takes care of everyone, the nurturing one. But it ends on that. But also the cards coming up in the read were abundance, and she's all about abundance. All right. So, Thoth. Today is January 19, 2019. For everyone watching, in the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? 3 cards came up again, and 22. 22. Loving all that is the underlying energy, is the Fool energy. Okay. And the loving all that is Fool energy is very nurturing. It's allowing the light to come in. Just allow your heart to expand. And the main card that came out, 2 more came, but this was the first one and definitely the main one. Acceptance for all that is, right? Acceptance. Allow. It's number 55, the truth. Okay. If it's the truth, you must accept, you must allow all that is. The other 2 cards that came up were Heart of God, number 9, which is the Hermit. And this card reminds me of my artwork that I received yesterday. The Mother Prays is the other one that comes up. This is number 15. Okay, and this is coming up as the mother who's like praying for her child and butting in, that kind of thing. And it's coming up as a stained glass window. The Mother Prays. And it looks like a praying mantis. So there may be some mantis energy you want to connect with. I've had some cool experiences with praying mantis. I literally walked out my door, and when I came back in, there was a praying mantis, literally this big, and I'm not exaggerating, in my door, in the corner of the door, like in between the main door and the screen door. I don't know how he got in there, because like the door doesn't stay open long enough. I don't know, he must have been living there for a while. But this huge was so cool. And then there was another smaller praying mantis years later in my back door. So I got all ends covered, don't I? Alright, so we have the 3. We have the Truth, the Hermit, and the Devil. Okay, which is, you know, codependencies, addictions, your shadow side. Okay, we have both. And in the truth of acceptance, in the Hermit energy, in the Heart of God, the shadows come up. So 55 is, and the 3 cards are very disjointed. They don't match each other at all. One is, I mean, the colors in the Acceptance and Heart of God are the same colors, but the energy is very different. I'm going to put them up for you guys so you can see. So the colors are very much the same, but the energies are very different. And then we have this, which was kind of like an afterthought coming out of the deck, which is completely different. Colors are completely different, the angles, everything. But even the first 2 cards, they're not smooth and circular. They're very, there's scattered energies there. So 55 says, you've offered yourself, asked to be of service to the greater good, created something that you want to contribute towards the healing of our world, and your offer has been gratefully accepted by the divine. Know this and be at peace. This oracle brings you a message. You're completely received, accepted by the divine, just as you are. There is nothing to change, just you to be. You've made an offering of a prayer, a sacrifice of an attachment, and a giving of a desire to be of service, to make a contribution to the world, and your offer is joyfully being transformed into the seeds of how this can best be. Your next step is about to begin. The poem reads, shall we find some sunshine amongst the cloudy days, a gentle touch that softly warms and leads us on our way, past stately oaks and candles glow, and places we've never been, a friend to share the memories before it's home again. Okay? Then we have, so it's mostly about accepting yourself, just the way you are, that you're perfect, just as you are. Alright, so the next one is number 9, the Hermit. Okay, Heart of God. You are part of something profound, a divine calling and privilege. It is the role of inspiratrix or inspirator upon this earth. The women and men who have hearts capable of bliss. Bliss is what we feel when we let God in. The heart opens and we cannot speak for the sensation of it. It cannot be described. Great hearts can tolerate mystery. They can bear the enormity of divine bliss, beyond analysis and description, and simply be. You don't have to do anything with it, you see. To be the inspiration is to have a heart open to the divine. Spirit's been connecting with me. It's a life calling. Your heart is an inspirational force to be loved, recognized and protected for the precious catalyst of divine awakening that it is. Be led by your heart. God is in it, speaking through it, calling you forth to love. And the love that flows through your heart filters out through your toes, dripping on those beneath you as stars falling from heaven. This oracle holds a message for you direct from the divine. You have a sacred purpose to fulfill upon this earth, and it's all sorted out. This situation, this issue, this awakening that you seek and are living even now is held lovingly in the hands of the divine creator. The creator says to you, leave it with me. It's all unfolding in perfection. I am alive in your heart. I am your heart. And the poem reads, when souls are touched with love sublime and hearts unleash the wonder found, a promise made somewhere in time of words that speak without a sound. In gratitude we transcend space and bless the gifts we now can keep, of thoughts caress and soft embrace and eyes allowed to joy, in joy to weep. The moment's song that we compose will leave this life with no regret and carry forth what we impose, a chart again, a course once set. For what we have is ours to own, each breath a step we measure sweet. Together now we wait alone and walk in peace, our hearts complete. Okay, and completion was the most significant card for the read. So know that you are complete, just as you are. And the mother prays. You're being watched over. Many beings are aware of your existence. They know that your heart and your soul are pure, even when you doubt it at times, because after all, you are a divine being masquerading as a decidedly fascinating mixture of light and darkness. Sometimes you may not feel so pure, and that's okay. The mother prays for you, not because you're about to do something ridiculous and you might come to harm, but that you might not do something ridiculous and avoid living your full potential. She wraps you in waves of love, light, and consciousness that you may feel brave enough to live your life and not hold back from pursuing what is within your heart, or really letting it pursue you and giving into its seduction. The mother prays, so fear not and just live your life. And this is perfect too, because the read ended on the clarification card of the Empress. The oracle brings you guidance. Ask for help from the Divine Mother who loves you unconditionally. Ask each day. She wants to help you, and you have to ask for that help to empower her to do so. You have her great blessing. And the poem reads, I love you, holding your breath in my kiss, your heartbeat in my arms. Driving home, I could see you sitting beside me, not with my eyes, but I knew you were there, your beautiful legs crossed, your coat open and inviting. The soft scent of you brings a smile to my lips and to my heart, because I know you are still here. Okay. So message to especially twin flames, knowing each other that you're still here. It's also a message for you and your new children, and showing you that love between you and your newborn. That the mother isn't here to control their children, but to just guide them in leading their own calling, their own life, and to protect them when they're young. Okay, and of course for those who have passed, who you know are still there, because it's really an illusion. We're only going from one dimension to the next. We're not really going anywhere. So, take another deep breath. I'm feeling there's some stressful energy coming in again, so the waves of the light are going to keep coming in and out, like the waves. Hold your breath. Another, and hold it. Rise and be loved.